All right, today is going to be all about how to make milk kefir converted over to soy milk, coconut milk, or almond milk, all unsweetened. This one is currently in my unsweetened organic soy milk. So this one has been sitting overnight with the grains in it. And so I'm going to show you how to convert it over to that next process to make it into the drink. All right, so this is my process that I do every afternoon around the time that I'm getting dinner prepped. So I just have another little jar, pint-sized, and a little strainer. I just pour. It's been fermenting. So this is straining through the kefir and leaving the grains. All right, so there's my kefir grains left in the strainer. So I'm gonna rinse and clean this out really quick. Okay. So here are my kefir grains. I've rinsed out the jar that they were just in. I'm gonna stick them back in. Plop them back in there. And you'll find that they'll make new grains that you can give away or just let them keep growing. So there are my grains. I use two different kinds of jars to help me remember that this one with the small lid is the one that has the grains in it. And this is the one that's going to sit out overnight that I'm going to use in my smoothie in the morning. So I set this in a certain place in my kitchen to remind myself that this is the one I'm going to put in the smoothie. The soy milk that I use, and I just fill it halfway. And this is the agave that I use, but I don't think that the kind really matters. I just put about a teaspoon or two. Don't really have to be super precise in measuring it. Put the lid on this one. I don't put it on super tight, just barely on. I'm going to stick this in another area to remind me that this one has the grains in it. And then I'll show you, this is going to sit overnight. And in the morning, I will put this one in my smoothie, and then we'll drain this one out and start the process all over again. All right, so this has been less than a second for you, but a full 12 hours has passed for me since we started our soy milk kefir. And this is the one that did not have the grains in it. And I wanted to show you, you can see that there's been a separation. There's kind of some thick, creamy stuff up here and some watery stuff down here. That's really normal with kefir. The more fat you have in whatever you're using, whatever plant milk you're using, probably the greater the separation you'll see. You might have just like a little thin layer for almond milk. This is with the soy, and if you used coconut milk, you'd have like a really thick layer up here at the top of separation. So that's totally normal, and you can just shake it up, or you can leave it and dump it in because it's all just going to be mixed together anyway. So I got my kids off to school, and typically before they go to school, I would put this in our morning smoothie that we all divide among all 6 of us. But today I actually used the water kefir because I had been making the videos about water kefir for you guys too. And so I used that for them, and I am going to make myself a post-workout little creamy smoothie using my kefir. Tart cherries are a really good thing to eat after a strength training workout because they help decrease muscle soreness. So I had a good upper body workout this morning, and so I'm gonna make myself a peach and tart cherry little shake here this morning with my kefir. I wanted to show you, this is the little kefir batch that does have the grains in it. And tonight when I make dinner, I'll just do what I showed you in the first video, trade everything out. Okay. That's the noise that it makes when you put a sealed lid on the top. You can use any kind of sweetener that you like. I'm gonna just put some whole dates in here. Obviously I've pitted them. I like to just buy a big package of dates and pit them all and keep them in my freezer. And then when I want something sweet, but I also would like some fiber to go with it, I will just run it under some hot water and soften them up, because these are really fibrous, and if you left them frozen, I think that would really beat up your blender. My cherries. I don't ever measure stuff. I just dump stuff in that I think looks good. Those are the peaches. And I always like to put just a tiny little squeeze of lemon, because it just brightens up the flavors of the fruit for some reason. So I'm gonna stick this in and see how it does. It might need a little bit more. I'll just add some soy milk to it, but we'll see how it goes. This will just be my kind of after work drink that I'm going to look forward to. If you would like to learn some other ways to get your kefir in every day, over on my YouTube channel, if you go over to YouTube and you search On My Mind and Healthy U2 and kefir, I will have a lot of these same videos up over there with links to yogurt recipes in the description box, how to use kefir powder instead of grains, and that kind of stuff. I prefer the grains because I can grow them at home and just always have them on hand. The powder is a little more instantaneous and more of a one-time use thing. So this seems to be more cost effective for me. But if you are interested in more variations of how to incorporate kefir into your life, I will have those links over on my YouTube channel in the description box. All right, hopefully that was helpful. And just remember, every day you get to do the same routine, and just keeps kefir always on hand.